Hey guys, Rosita here. Happy January 2nd. It is the second day of January and I just can't believe it already. So, if you guys are watching this video, you probably saw my tagline. If you can speak, you can sing. And I'm actually very firm on that. I truly do believe in that. If you guys have been watching my previous videos, about talking about people who are tone deaf, and as you guys know, that it's actually 4% of the world that's legitimately tone deaf. It's a very rare condition. You guys can sing, and I'm going to show you like the benefits of singing, the misconceptions about it. Hopefully it will answer a lot of questions that you may have, and for those that want to sing but having these doubts. So I prepared a presentation for you guys, so hopefully you guys will enjoy. Let me get this up. All right, if you can speak, yes you can, and yes really. So, how do we sing? I'm going to be talking about how our bodies produce our voice. Which parts of our body is responsible for each action? Why is breath so important? Why we're always on your case about it as vocal coaches. And also, I'm going to teach you guys some vocal techniques that you can do on your own to improve your breathing. Benefits of singing. Here are the top 14. It reduces stress. Y'all could use that. It improves the mood. It lowers blood pressure. It improves breathing. It reduces perceived pain. It boosts the immune system. Improves a sense of rhythm. Promotes learning in children. It forges comforting memories. It promotes communal bonding, especially like if you guys are singing in a band or planning to do that. It provides comfort. It motivates, empowers people. I like that one. I love number 13 because that is so true. And 14, it promotes well-being. Singing is not an easy task, guys. Singing helps you get out of your comfort zone. It helps you to build the confidence that you need, that you want. All right, let's talk about how the voice works. In day-to-day speech, the average person utilizes a range of between 1 to 2 octaves, which is about 12 to 24 tones. Now, this is just talking alone. What do I mean by that? Well, as you guys can tell, I'm speaking in different pitches. Or else I'm going to be talking in monotone, sounding like a robot. Therefore, I only have one pitch. That's it. So just alone, you guys, you have about 2-octave range. Now you guys can talk with no problems, fatigue, tensions. We're all able to talk, especially as women. Most are convinced that singing and speaking are two completely different processes because of the distinctions. Well, here's the thing. We have a set of lungs, vocal cords, one mouth, one tongue, and together one voice. This is one of my proofs that anyone can sing because we can use these same mechanisms to speak. So therefore, we can sing. If you can speak, you can sing. Logically, if you're speaking with no problems, fatigue, or tensions, then singing should not be any different. Most people perceive there is more effort required. In a way, they're to a point correct, but seeming it's harder to sing than to speak, that can differ. Feeling how they have been singing feels different from how they speak and sound. In actuality, the main physical distinctions between speaking and singing are minor things that allow the singer to hold notes, in musical terms sustain, amplify sound, project, and utilize nuance by affecting certain tones, aka color resonance. These modifications, as well as the strengthening of the vocal mechanisms, are not difficult or stressful to the body. The only difficulty about singing is fixing the bad habits. Now, what is singing? That's the million-dollar question here. It's not just pretty sounds coming out of your mouth. Singing involves a lot more than just, making noises using your vocal cords. Singing is sound, and sound is created through vibrations flowing through some type of medium, and which in this case, it's air. In most descriptions of how sound is produced, the voice is compared to a wind instrument. So let's go with a clarinet here. You blow into a clarinet, for example, and sound is created by forcing the air to vibrate in the column of the instrument, which is called the resonator. When you consider that your singing is like playing a wind instrument, then it's a little bit easier to understand that singing is about a lot more than vocal cords. It requires control and training of the whole body, and not just the vocal cords. Just remember that singing is a powerful communication method that also happens to be a lot of fun. So let's talk about breathing. So, as you guys can see here, this is our diaphragm. It actually kind of looks like a parachute when facing front. So when breathing in, using our mouth open, both our nose and our mouth, our stomach is going to push forward, outward. That will help create the diaphragm, the expansion, and the lungs is going to expand, filling it with air. Then when you exhale, you can tell that everything is starting to relax, going back to normal, and the air is actually going up here, which I'm going to get more in detail in just a moment. But this is what happens. This is why it's so important that we have to use our diaphragm to breathe. Because if we breathe using our chest, or lifting up our chest and our shoulders, we're not getting the amount of air that we need. Also, you'll be singing using your throat, which we don't want. It's going to lead to hoarseness, losing your voice, sore throat, just a bunch of bad things, and you'll be out of pitch. No, we don't want that. We want to start practicing using our diaphragm. All right. So, the power of your voice comes from the air that you exhale. When we inhale, the diaphragm lowers and the rib cage expands, drawing air into the lungs. As we exhale, the process reverses and the air exits the lung, creating an airstream into the trachea. The airstream provides the energy for the vocal folds in the voice box to produce sound. The stronger the airstream, the stronger the voice. Give your voice a good breath support to create a steady, strong airstream that will help you make clearer sounds. The larynx, aka voice box, sits on top of the windpipe, aka the trachea. It contains two vocal folds, also known as vocal cords, that open during breathing and close during swallowing and voice production. When we produce voice, the airstream passes between the two vocal folds that have come together. By themselves, the vocal folds produce a noise that provides more of like a buzzing sound than anything else, much like the mouthpiece on a trumpet. All of the structure above the folds, including the throat, nose, and mouth, are part of the resonator system. We can compare these structures to those of a horn or a trumpet. The buzzing sound created by a vocal fold vibration is changed by the shape of the resonator tract to produce our unique human sound. To cut that short, when we're breathing, inhaling, this is going to be open. All right? So our air is expanding. Here's our diaphragm, helping expand the lungs to receive all the air. Then as we exhale, guys, the air is going to go into this windpipe, the trachea. It's going to flow here and right here towards our larynx, which is the vocal box. And it's going to start going through these vocal folds, and it's going to flop them up and down. They're going to vibrate them, creating the sound. So here's a breakdown. This is what all goes into the voice. The diaphragm is that large muscle that looks like a parachute that separates the abdomen and the lungs, and its contractions contributes to the inhalation and exhalation of air. The purpose, my friends, is affects the sound strength. Focused muscle to breathe properly. Now, then what's the whole point of the lungs? Lungs is a filtering system. They are air sacs that expand and contract as air is drawn in or expelled, aka inhale or exhale. Healthy lungs can assist with a clearer sound, so I would think twice before you get that next cigarette or anything that you smoke. Trachea, the windpipe. It's a channel of your human wind instruments through which air passes. Fully open, it will enable unimpeded airflow for better sound. Vocal cords, aka vocal folds. Vibrating folds create sound as air passes through and causes changes in air pressure. The characteristics of the vocal cords affect the pitch and quality of sound produced. Now let's talk about the voice box. Larynx is a cartilage box that contains the vocal cords where the resonance is created. Now the pharynx, aka the throat. Yes, the pharynx is your throat, people. Or you can remember it as a tube that runs from the top of the larynx to the nose and includes the hard and soft palates. The pharynx is critical. Even though we shouldn't use it to sing, but we do need it to sing. Meaning we should not focus on singing using our throat, rather using it more as a resonator. The pharynx is critical to creating rich sounds that do not have a nasal quality. All right, the mouth. Oral cavity that includes your lips, tongue, and teeth. The mouth is used to articulate words in song. So all these things are articulators. The mouth is very important. So that's why when singing, you want to actually open your mouth. Like if I'm sticking a green apple in it, like that wide, that long. Guys never want to sing in a horizontal. You always want to keep your mouth open, like a door, vertical. Resonating chambers. The facial bones around the cheeks next to the nose and the hollow sinus cavities over the eyes. It creates amplified sounds with a full tone. So guys, here, and if you guys are already taking singing lessons, it's always important to massage just a little bit of your cheeks, just a little bit. You want to keep those muscles relaxed. So, and then, sorry guys. Okay. In a nutshell, because this girl is probably getting a little too nutty here. In a nutshell, this is how it works. When you get ready to sing, the folds of the vocal cords lightly close. The lungs expel air through the folds, forcing them to gently vibrate. The vibration creates the sound. Now, to produce the best sounds, you will need to learn how to control many of these physical parts. For example, you will need to learn how to control your breathing while maintaining a good posture. For example, breath. My students are probably tired of me talking about breath all the time, but well, granted, we do need it to live. And also, we need it to sing. Breathing is the most important element in singing. In order to control your voice, you have to put out exactly the amount of breath you need for the sound you want. that breath needs to be as focused as a laser beam. How you exhale controls the quality of the sound, the volume, the pitch, and the tone. How you inhale governs how you exhale. Most people, as they walk around in their daily lives, inhale into their upper lungs. For example, their shoulders go up as does their chest. Ugh. When the air is in your upper lungs, you don't have the kind of detailed control that you need. A singer or a swimmer or a runner or any form of athlete, anyone who has to control their air should fill their lower lungs. This is why the diaphragm is so important. This means that instead of a breath that is vertical, with your body expanding upwards, the breath should be horizontal, expanding outwards. So, for those that are watching this right now, please stand up. If you are next to the cord on the car, don't stand up. Please continue driving. But if you're just watching this, stand up. Put one hand on your abdomen and the other hand on your back. Both about waist level. Inhale by filling your lower lungs with air so that your stomach sticks out. Your hands should move apart, the air filling the space between them. As you exhale, let your stomach go back and gently. Don't suck it in. Let your stomach go back, retreat gently. Think of your stomach as a balloon that inflates and deflates. Your chest shouldn't move, not even an eighth of an inch. Initially, you may feel that you can't get enough air, but that is because your lung capacity is small from disuse. All infants breathe into their lower lungs. But as we age and our stress levels increase, our breathing tends to move upwards. With practice, you will find that your lower lungs stretch out and that your ribs in the back will loosen up and make room for the larger inhalation. Be patient with yourself. After breathing vertically thousands of times a day, all the years of your life, it's a new way to breathe takes a lot of concentration. But the cool thing about breathing, doing this exercise is you're actually getting a workout at the same time. So it's a win-win situation. You're getting more air into your body and you're working your abs. I mean, come on. We're already working our summer bikini body. So let's talk about your voice. Now, when I do ask my students like what their goals are, a lot of them respond, I want to find my voice. But that is such a general answer. So then I usually ask, how so? And most of the times, they actually tell me their experiences. They were either told to be quiet, to shut up, to hush, that they don't sound good, that they're a horrible singer. All these negative things that and my not favorite one, you can't sing. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you guys, yes, you can sing. I'm a vocal coach. I should know. Like I said, unless you're tone deaf, which is about 4% of this in the world, you most likely can. You can, actually. Don't listen to ignorant people. So these negative things, we all can relate to that. Everyone tells us at least one time or another. These casual, misguided comments serve not to only squash the excitement of singing, but it diminishes the brightness of your personality. When we constantly hear these comments, we give in to these beliefs, and it is seeped into our mannerisms, confidence, and sense of self-esteem, and which carries into our adulthood. Especially if it comes from close people that we love, say that we can't do something, and we just end up believing them, especially if they constantly repeat it. But It does not take negative and self-depreciating experiences to warp the way we approach our voices and singing. So, as a vocal coach and instructor, I am here to get you out of that way of thinking. The first step is to take an inventory of how you feel about singing in general. Meaning, do you think that people are just born with a talent of singing? Do you think singing is pretty? Then I want you guys to ask yourself how you feel about your own singing in particular. And I can almost guarantee it's going to be a very negative thought. But as you can see in the slide, I say, how do you feel about your own singing in particular, your own? What do you believe? A lot of the times is that when you're hearing a lot of negative comments going towards you, you start believing of what they said. Those are their beliefs. So you end up believing what you think. But what does your heart say? Like, be honest with you to yourself, not what other people say. Guys, if you don't know about your singing, whether it's good or not, find a vocal coach that actually knows what they're talking about, who actually makes a living out of this. All right? It's like going to a personal trainer for medical advice. You need to go to a doctor to get medical advice. This includes your body in which your instrument, aka vocals, is housed, and the mind that controls both. Once you've established how you want your voice to feel and sound, the next step is to believe that you are powerful enough to create that relationship, regardless of how impossible it may seem based on your past experiences, current beliefs, and the opinions of other people. Conceptions of singing. Just as you can speak virtually all day with no fatigue or trouble, you're physically able to sing effortlessly, guys, comfortably and clearly with varying degrees of volume, intensity, and expression for virtually any length of time. Everyone has a unique tone. When healthy and tension-free, can ring, project, and resonate in a beautiful way. No volume or style of singing is inherently bad for your voice, but guys, you have to know proper technique, vocal technique. Singing should feel as natural and comfortable as speaking, because it is as natural and comfortable as speaking. It's just that simple. Many vocal problems as the result of easy to correct bad habits stemming from mental conditioning rather than from bad technique. Again, this is my personal opinion and also from experiences as well. You guys already possess the knowledge and ability to correct most of the problems relating to your current voice production by going to a trained professional vocal instructor in your area. Or if you're really interested in taking me as your vocal coach, I also do give online lessons. I had to squeeze that in there, of course. Now, many of your vocal problems can be resolved by redefining the language you use when dealing with your voice. Going flat and singing off key are more often the result of overthinking and the use of your breath. When our minds and muscles are relaxed, the majority of the pitch is resolved. I'm going to add to that. Again, this goes about having the ear if you guys have pitch problems. We have to train your ear. Okay? Some's gonna pick it up faster than others. Some's gonna take it slower than others. But that doesn't mean you should give up. or not try. You never need to reach up or down with your throat to reach a pitch. So you don't have to lift up your neck to reach that high tone. You're just gonna get a neck ache. All right, so let's take a closer look to different types of voices. Now, the students in my choir, they constantly ask me this. When you designate me of what voice I am, when you play me in a section, that's what I am, right? Forever. I say no. What we need when you're in choir and we say, okay, you're a soprano, you're an alto, that's only what we hear where your voice comfortably sings. Okay? Doesn't mean an alto cannot sing a soprano note. Yes, they can. I'm a mezzo-soprano, and I sing all soprano, alto, tenor, and baritone. Well, barely, but I can reach it with a lot of practice and preparation. Okay, maybe halfway baritone, but ni modo. So, a soprano describes a high female voice. It's a female singing voice that is the highest of its level. The note range is generally between the middle C and high C, but usually goes beyond the high C. It's in the closer note range that the soprano will sing with a rich, powerful tone. Okay, but the voice classifications are defined by the most comfortable note range for the singer's voice. Please, guys, remember that. Let's talk about the mezzo-soprano. Most women are this. Most of us females are mezzos, who can sing more comfortably or powerfully at the lower end of the scale range or a couple of the octaves below middle C. Basically, just under the regular the soprano. A classic mezzo-soprano is Aretha Franklin. Think of her rich, warm singing tones at the lower end, and yet she can slide into the top and hit that high C. It's craziness. All right, next one, alto. Alto is the lowest female singing voice, also called the contralto. The note ranges from E, F, or G below middle C to not many to G above the treble clef, but usually they can go higher as well. An alto voice is dark and rich. Now, guys, this voice, this particular one, is so rare. I mean, I am so honored and blessed, and just I hit the jackpot that one of my students is a real alto. And I told her this. Once we get her in tip-top shape, I'm going to have her in my studio and record her. It's beautiful. All right, tenor. Think of it as the equivalent for soprano for females. It's the highest. It's the highest for the male voice. The highest level. The range extends from to the A on the treble clef. This is the highest male singing voice, like the soprano. Very rare to find a really good tenor now these days, especially a true tenor. A baritone, most men, most men are baritones. The baritone sings in a range that extends from A below middle C to the A above middle C. Generally, most male singers are baritones because the note range falls within the middle of the range of a man's voice. Now, the bass is kind of like the altos. It's the lowest of the voices of male singers. The bass is dark and heavy and low. Again, true bassists are not common, are so rare, but once you hear them, whew, you trust me, you'll need some cold water after that. Posture is critical to becoming a good singer. It has been mentioned several times already that singing involves the whole body and not just vocal cords or breathing apparatus. Anytime you are singing, you want proper alignment of the body. Notice you need to align the whole body and not just the spine. Good posture enables the diaphragm muscles to work properly and the air to flow smoothly from the lungs and then up and out of the mouth after passing through the vocal cords. So basically, keep your neck straight. Don't be a turkey or a chicken. Keep your neck straight so your ears are aligned over your shoulders. Keep your shoulders back and down. Do not lift them, but relax at the same time. Keep your spine straight, not curved. Your chest lifted naturally. I mean, don't pull it up, but just raise like in a natural way. Keep your hips slightly tucked so that the spine stays straight. Keep your knees flexible. Do not lock them, please. Keep your feet separated by shoulder width. Good posture will eventually come naturally if you practice it regularly. There are a number of exercises that you can do to develop good posture. For example, you can tighten and release your midsection and buttocks while maintaining a straight spine. Chin tucks, knee bends, and many other exercises will lead to muscle tone and promote good posture. How to train your voice? Well, that's the vocal coach's job, to put it abruptly. So if you guys want to have an idea, see where you're at, you want to evaluate your voice, you want to train your voice and body just like an athlete. Learn proper breathing, have adequate hydration, and set realistic goals. Don't expect to become Whitney Houston in 1 month. 1 month you will definitely improve, for sure. That's a guarantee. But don't expect to do like all these awesome riffs that you hear Mariah Carey, Celine Dion, Whitney Houston, like what they do. Mouth posture, you always want to keep it open. Vertical, not horizontal. See, I'm talking horizontal right now. I want to keep the mouth open, especially when you're singing vowels, so it will help with tonation. Vocal warm-ups. There's 3 ones. There's humming, there's elevator slides. I usually call them sirens, and the lip bubble. So humming helps to definitely warm your lips specifically as well. And also keeps the air trapped inside your instrument. Sometimes when you're warming up using humming, it's going to have a little tickle sometimes in your lips. And that comes just drink some water, run your lips, pucker them up. Elevator slides. Use an ah sound and start on a low note, usually the lowest note you can hit, and smoothly slide right back up and then back down again. For an example, this is a great, especially if you're working, transitioning to different registers. It also helps with pitches as well. And humming helps with pitches as well. The lip bubble. It's like blowing your raspberries. It's good for diction, articulation. Vocal health. Your body is your instrument. Now, the record labels are not only getting people like that are just attractive, that have good physical shape. It's actually professional necessity. But where are you going to find the time and energy after going crazy at your day job, then gobbling a fast bite on the way to a night rehearsal? You're squeezed at both ends. But guys, not to fear, I'm also a nutritionist. Aha. But you've got to carve time out somewhere. In my experience, the singer has to do a lot of work at a rehearsal, singing over and over again, just for the instrumentalist to get it right while you wear out your voice. So, if you guys have questions, I actually do have nutritious, like 5-minute recipes. It's really, really quick. Because I was actually talking to my student earlier this morning, and I was telling her, people who go to McDonald's or Burger King to spend like $1.09 or $1.18, whatever, on a cheeseburger or a hamburger, but at the end, it's going to cost you more by medical expenses. Yeah. That burger can actually does that up if you always have it. Once in a while, it's not bad. That's fine. But also, too, singers, if you're actually heading to rehearsal and you're having something high glycemic and something heavy like a burger and your rehearsal's an hour, dude, you're going to feel so heavy. You're not going to have like any energy whatsoever. So I always recommend having something light. Exercise improves singing by increasing your cardiovascular strength and breath stamina. But I don't have time to go to the gym. Well, guys, you don't have to go to the gym to workout. If you're stuck in an office job, swing, if you have those office chairs, they're great for a waist workout. Also, you can practice your breathing exercises, inhaling for 5 counts, then exhaling for 5 counts, maintaining a good posture. Also, walk. Take the stairs. Do not be afraid of the stairs. I have bad knees. Climb up just 1 level. If you can't, if your doctor said no, then yeah, definitely listen to your doctor. But if you're 28 like me, we don't have an excuse. Nutrition. So, I totally get it, guys. You think that, I'm a teacher. I don't have like 12 classes in a row. So, guess what, guys? I do. And I love what I do. It motivates me. So that's why by doing this live, it helps me, to motivate you guys. So when I don't have time to cook, this is what I take. I take meal replacement, but I'm very particular in what I take. Okay. I got introduced to this and I've been hooked on it ever since. The Usana shakes actually has three flavors. Dutch chocolate, which is amazing. Oh my goodness. And I'm not a vanilla person, but the French vanilla is awesome. And they also have strawberry as well. If I need something to munch on really fast, on the bottom, so you can see, is the choco chip, which actually tastes like chocolate chip cookie dough. And it's healthy. And I love cookie dough. So, and it's also a protein snack, so it definitely curbs your appetite slightly longer. And also, you want to have your vitamins as well, any supplements, because when you don't have time to eat, you're also not getting the nutrients that your body needs. If you guys want more information of where I get this stuff, ask me. Okay? Singing gets you in shape. Well, duh. We just spent the whole thing about nutrition here. Choose an activity you enjoy that gets you breathing hard and starts your heart pumping. Whether you exercise in a gym or at home to a favorite DVD, or you can be like a nerd like me that still dances in her room. My nieces got the new Just Dance 2016. I love the music so much, I actually downloaded the album. So yeah, when I don't feel like actually going to the gym, I just dance in my room. So hey, I'm human. I'm a nerd. I'm proud of it. Okay, hiking. Oh, I love hiking. Hiking's so much fun. All right, the best exercises for singers, though, is swimming. Swimming conditions your heart, your lungs, it tightens your stomach, it expands your back, strengthens your tiny rib muscles, increases your breath capacity, and stretches out your throat. Before performing a vigorous 30-minute swim will settle your nerves. So you guys are already singers and you have gigs and you still have that nerve things, go swim. Pump up your lungs and kick your endorphins into gear. You'll feel so relaxed after. And then follow that with a 30-minute vocal warm-up and you're set to go. But of course, there are some precautions because you want to protect yourself. Protect your ears, nose, and throat from infections. So wear water-resistant earplugs and use after-swim ear drops available over the counter. Okay. Drinking water is better than any, for the voice, better than any spray or potions or whatever. I am an anti-chloroseptic girl. I do not believe in chloroseptic. I highly believe it's actually worse for you than anything else. If you have a sore throat, drink some room temperature water, drink some tea with lemon, because lemon helps you rehydrate, because tea, any caffeinated drink, dries your throat. So you want to have that combination. But yeah, more into holistic health. And there'll be another video about that, another video blog I'm going to do for you guys about recipes and, you know, which like herbs or what you can do that's really fast, like teas that helps like with sore throats, hoarseness, coughing, and whatnot. All right, seeing your way to health. It helps prevent colds because it helps with the immune system, because you're happier. You know, you're getting a oxytocin high, guys. It helps you energize yourself. It keeps your voice young. Who doesn't want to sound always? Who does not always want to sound sexy all the rest of their lives? It helps with anxiety. Increase your antibodies. It reduces your blood pressure, improves your posture, and we're working out the abs. Bikini body people, or beach bodies rather. But guys, I have asthma. I'm not afraid to admit that I have asthma. And when I was younger, it affected me a lot. A lot. And that's actually one of the benefits of me moving here to LA, because it's dry heat. I'm originally from Massachusetts. But when I started singing more and especially teaching more, my asthma does not bother me as much as before. Yes, I did get a couple of asthma attacks when I first moved here, but now like I hardly get an asthma attack anymore. And I know for a fact it is because of singing, because of controlling your breath, of being focused on what's going on. Please keep coffee consumption to a minimum. Not saying you're not allowed to have coffee, guys, because I am a coffee drinker myself. But keep it to like no more than twice a day. Preferably once a day. That's usually what we need. But if you guys need some extra caffeine boost, have some tea instead, please. So you can have it with lemon or lime. Because the caffeine dries the vocal folds out, which results in making a raspy and scratchy sound and feeling. Licorice root tea. I had to put this here because it does work, especially on days when you have to sing, when you have that gig. I hate licorice. So this is saying a lot if I'm putting licorice root tea here. But you get used to it though. It helps lubricate your throat, perfect for days when you have to sing with a sore throat. But actually grab the root. I prefer making it my own than just buying it already made, but this you're choosing. Okay. Next thing, I always recommend my students not to eat something heavy an hour before the lesson or an hour before their gig or an hour before they sing, just in general, especially this stuff over here. The basically everything high glycemic. It's going to make you groggy. If you're drinking a lot of, if you're having dairy products, you're increasing the mucus, which is going to make it difficult to sing. It's going to impact your breathing and your pitch. And also, I'd rather you guys not be burping while you're singing or vomit. That will be very much appreciated. So if you're hungry and you haven't had something to eat, stick to fruits and veggies, guys. Something light. Not saying a salad, you can have like a stuffed mushroom without the cheese. So this ends with this. If you can speak, you can sing. And now you know why. Now, I did miss one thing, though. Oh. And I forgot to put it on here. Actually, I got the wrong version of the slides. Whoopsies. It's okay. I'll save it for later. It'll be another surprise for you guys. But that means you guys should still follow me. If you guys have any questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to ask. Now, I am going to ask this, if you guys are watching this in YouTube, be professional when you're commenting. That'll be fabulous. Let's keep it professional. Let's lose the vulgarity and everything. Let's have some manners. I appreciate everyone's opinions. And I actually do listen to you guys. I do read your comments. So, and if you guys would like more information on my background, how long I've been teaching, don't check me out at takelessons.com. My name is Rosita. And again, if you guys can speak, you can sing. And just never forget that. All right. Well, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. And I'll see you next time.